Hello everyone, today I would like to start my journey from Hakata Station. So let's just start with heading to the platform of the Sangyo Shinkansen. So here comes the N700S, which S stands for Supreme. Let's get on board, and we're now arriving at the Shin Yamaguchi station. Now, I want to ask a question to everyone watching this video. What type of train do you imagine when you hear the word speed? I think most of the people will imagine Shinkansen trains like N700S, which departed 500 series Shinkansen, which opened a new era of 300 kilometers per hour in 1997, or the fastest train in Japan, E5 or E6. However, today, the trains which I'm going to take is a normal limited express train, which runs with the diesel engine. So, let's head down for the convenience store and buy some bento. Today's my bento of the choice is fukusushi bento. I'll do some small food review after boarding on the train. So let's head to the platform. Departure time of the train is 8:57, and 10 minutes before departure, I'll start to show Kiha 187 slided into the platform. Now this train looks very slow, however, it is one of the fastest diesel limited express train in Japan. And the service is Super Oki No.2 heading to Yonago. However, normally the other Super Oki services will head to Tottori, and this is how the cabin looks like. It's very simple, not very fancy, however it features a very comfortable reclining seat, which will recline to a very generous comfortable amount. And today I'm using non-reserved seat ticket, and about 10 minutes before the departure the train crew will check the ticket and put a stamp on my ticket. And this is the magazine stands where passengers are allowed to take the magazine or stand up and do some stretching in the long train ride. And now the train door closed, heading to Yonago in Tottori Prefecture.
Bound for Yonago. We will be stopping at Yudaonsang, Yamaguchi, Mitani, Tokusan, Suwano, Ichihara, Masuda, Hamada, Hashi, Gotsu, Oadashi, Mitsumoshi, Shinji, Matsue, and Yasugi. Before arriving at Yonago, reserved seats are located in car number 1. Non-reserved seats are located in car number 2.
15 minutes into the train ride, the train stopped at Otoshi Station. Since Yamaguchi line is a single-track local line, there is a train from another direction blocking our track. And soon after departing the Otoshi, we arrived at our first official station, Yuda Onsen Station. As the name suggests, Yuda Onsen is famous for the hot spring. At stations of Yamaguchi line, most of them features the station name board, which resembles the good old days of Japanese National Railway, JNR. Our next station is Yamaguchi Station, where the prefectural office of Yamaguchi Prefecture is located. However, despite it being the station closest to the prefectural office, it doesn't feature the automatic ticket gate. At Yamaguchi stations, there are only few passengers got on board the train, and we're now departing, heading to deeper mountain range of the Yamaguchi line. After about 10 minutes from Yamaguchi Station, the train is now stopping at Mitani Station for slightly longer, because there is another Super Oki Express heading to Shin Yamaguchi blocking our track. Once the train arrived at Mitani Station, our track heading to the end of the Yamaguchi line is now open. Now here's my bento review. Today I bought fukusushi bento at Shin Yamaguchi Station, and it contains 3 pufferfish karaage. Normally pufferfish are called fugu, however in Yamaguchi area it is often called fuku. Fuku stands for good luck in Japanese. Now the train is entering the rural area of Yamaguchi Prefecture, and on the outside of the window you can see the rice patches, in addition to the house with the red roof, and the tiles of the red roof are called sekishugawara. After passing the prefectural border between Yamaguchi and Shimane, we are getting close to Tsuwano Station. At Tsuwano Station, there are more houses with red roof because of the type of the clay that were used in Sangin area on the side of the Japanese Sea. And you could see the temple of the Tsuwano on the left side of the window where I am sitting. After departing Tsuwano, the train arrived at Nichihara, which is very famous for the view of the star at night. A few minutes before the train arrives at Masuda Station, where the Yamaguchi line ends, the track of the Yamaguchi line joins the track of the Sangin Main Line, which is the longest train line in Japan, even longer than the Tokaido Main Line. Now we're arriving at the Masuda Station. However, despite the length of the Sangin Main Line, the area from Nishi-Izumo to Hatabu is non-electrified and mostly single track. However, in Sangin Main Line, there is a service called Twilight Express Mizukaze. And after departing Masuda Station, the train really reveals its true spec. Kiha 187 features the tilting feature. As you can see from the window, our train is slightly tilted once in the curve. This feature allows train to pass through the curve in the speed over 100 km per hour, and it contributed heavily on increasing the speed of the Sangin Main Line. Now, Sangin Main Line is very famous for the view of the Sea of Japan. Now the train is departing from Hamada Station, and as you can see, the acceleration speed is very fast. Considering that this train is a diesel limited express, the official acceleration speed is 2.0 km per hour per second, which is not very impressive for the electric limited express train. However, for diesel limited express train, it is very impressive. The tilting feature of this train really gives a sensation which is very similar to flying on the plane. And we're running even closer to the Sea of Japan. Unfortunately, the weather was cloudy on the day when I was on board the Super Oki Limited Express. Well, despite the poor weather condition, the view is still stunning. Now, despite the number of curves and speed, the train ride is relatively smooth. Now, on the platform of Gotsu Station, which is one of our stops, they're doing displays of the Sekishugawara. Now, on our next station, Hashi Station, there is a beer factory right next to the station, or should I call it as a part of the station building. As we're getting closer to Izumoshi, there will be more houses along the train track of the Sangi main line, and there's also a port for fishery industry in Shimane Prefecture. Shimane Prefecture is very famous for nodoguro, which is a type of fish. Now the train is departing from Odashi Station, which is the last stop before Izumoshi Station, where I am planning to get off. Normally, if the train ride is close to 3 hours, I would go for the option for green car. However, this train does not feature green car. But the seats, at both reserve seats and non-reserve seats, which are basically the same, they are comfortable enough for this long train ride between Shin Yamaguchi and Izumoshi. I'm not sure how is it if I ride the train between Shin Yamaguchi and Tottori. However, in the future, I would like to try it out myself. Before arriving at Izumoshi Station, the train is passing the train depot of Nishi Izumo, and the train right in front of us, which is painted in pink, is 227 series train from Okayama area, replacing the 113 and 115 series train from the Japanese National Railway. And we're now arriving at Izumoshi Station. After arriving at Izumoshi Station, I'm planning to just walk around in Izumoshi Station before the departure time of the Sunrise Izumo Limited Express. The train on the track right next to us is the new Yakumo Limited Express, operated by 273 series electric limited express train. And now the Kiha 187 is departing from the track, heading to the final destination, Yonago Station. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video about Super Oki Limited Express, operated by Kiha 187, one of the fastest diesel limited express train in Japan. Please feel free to add any comments or suggestions, and if you like this video, please feel free to press the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.